Another job well executed.
Hello everyone, this is a guide for how I run Netracell in less than 10 minutes consistently, even with a bare bones setup, without worrying about Netracell key glyph modifier using Kullervo and Melee Influence weapons. And with a little bit of investment, you can even do it with a Serro like in the intro with average of 8 minutes. Setup is very simple. As long as you have a Kullervo at the minimum and a decent melee weapon for influence build, that is all you need. Only time you care about gun damage is if you want to kill the Gruzzling. So the core is using Wrathful Advance to buff your crit chance and killing everything with your melee, and use a recomp to maintain your overguard to stop any damage from affecting your health. So with your base rank 30 Kullervo, add Blind Rage. Your overguard from recomp and Wrathful Advance benefit a lot from ability strength. Then to counter the situation for Netracell Energy Drain key glyph, I added Energy Nexus and Streamline and Flow. And since Wrathful Advance duration is pretty short, I'm using the last polarity for continuity. If you have Prime version, even great. Rolling Guard isn't strictly required because we have Overguard, but it is a nice defensive measure to have. Now if you want to go further, the suggestion for Subsume ability is Nourish for virus status and energy regen. Nourish energy multiplier works for Energy Nexus, giving us insane energy regen per second. So with Nourish and Energy Nexus, even if you're standing right beside the enemies with the exhaust key glyph, you will still be gaining a lot of energy. So for remaining slots, you can add more ability strength or ability duration. If you're using narrow-minded like I am, you should consider adding stretch. I find the max narrow rank mind a little too low range for recomp to be comfortable for me, but that is up to you. For defensive option, there's always Undying Will to give you longer bleed out time if you're using Sentinel with Sacrifice to help you out. And there is quite a bit of running and bullet jumping. So if you can spare the Amalgam Moss for the guns, and you use maybe Arcane Shard like Parker Velocity, that would help you out to make the runs even faster. For melee weapon, basically any melee works as long as you can kill the enemies fast enough. So honestly, as long as it's an influence build, pick any melee you feel like. And if you like to use heavy slam build weapons like Magister Incarnate, go for it. As for killing, as long as you are in the marked zone that you are inside it, you can kill enemies outside the zone now. And since we are using melee, having Nautilus with Cordon helps you out a lot by pulling the enemies into the zone. If you can spare Moslav for shorter cooldown with Manifold Bond, that would help you out even more. For Focus School, Madurai, the Netracell have a lot of enemy that you can use Last Grasp and Void Strike to revive yourself. And let's talk about how to run the Netracell. Because if you run the Netracell hacking all 3 terminal as normally, this is probably gonna get you close to 10 minutes with this setup. But if you have done a couple Netracell before, you know how things work. You can save a lot of time by not hacking any terminal. And because there are a few rules to finding the vault, it is not a wild goose chase. So the rule number 1, the last search terminal is always after an outdoor tile. Rule number 2, Netracell vault is always after outdoor tile. 3, when you reach the indoor tile right after the outdoor tile, the kill zone is 2 tiles after that. From the kill zone tile, the vault can be directly attached or 1 more tile away. And finally, the vault is never located past the extraction tile. So using this rule, first we chase the last searching terminal, because usually the last terminal is the furthest one away from the starting zone. And then since the last terminal is always after the outdoor tile, we're using this to find that last outdoor tile and then the first inner tile afterward. Once you find the outdoor tile, you know you're on the right track. And then when you get to the next indoor tile, from there, you are searching 2 tiles for the kill zone mark with the obelisk and from there, the vault must exist within 2 tiles. And here are some example clips to finding the vault. So once you reach the indoor tile, directly after the outdoor tile, if you think you'll be confused with direction that you checked, just pick a clockwise or counterclockwise to check the room in that order. Usually the way I do it, I just check the rooms in the clockwise order, starting with the 9 o'clock position, which is basically your left room. Once you find the kill zone with the obelisk, from there, check 2 tiles, just 2. The vault has to be in those tiles. Once you have the basic setup I listed, the most important stat to make the run go faster is mobility. Because about half the mission is about running. You're running to find the tile, you're running to find the necromites. If you have a melee influence build, you do not have any damaging issue. Everything will die in seconds, and even my 2 strength shards are a bit overkill. So for min-maxing, I would suggest getting more mobility using yellow Archon Shard for parkour velocity, or using incarnate melee weapon like Praetos or Okina because their incarnate evolution gives you faster movement speed. And yeah, if you get more damage, you can kill the Necromax faster, but who says you have to kill it? It's not a mission requirement, and once the vault is open, it will kill off all the enemies. Now here is the example run with Serro. My average mission time is around 8 minutes for Netracell, but in this Serro Melee Influence build example run, I got 6 minutes and 24 seconds. The mission had very good RNG on map tile, allowing faster influx of enemies into the kill zone, and Necromite spawns are very close to me.
The Netracell is hidden somewhere in these labs. Sniff it out yourself or get control of terminals. They'll tell you where it is. is it. Use the key glyph and get ready for whatever happens next. We ain't done! Local threats are triggering a security override. Clear out the uglies to pop the door. Going on with necromites trying to lock this thing down. Take them out. We ain't got all day. Dropping. Don't quit now. Gotta know what's in that Netracell. Damn necromites are reinforcing the Netracell. Your hands are tied until you knock them out. Albrecht didn't want anyone in here. I want to know why. I wonder what Albrecht planned on doing with that.
Another job well